Before I start this video, I do want to acknowledge the devastating fires here in Los Angeles and send my thoughts and prayers out to those that have been affected. Lucy and I are safe, and while I hesitate to share this video in particular because it shares all of my gear in my studio, I am sharing this in hopes to inspire and to hopefully help someone else along their journey. I also want to use my platform to share a list of organizations that you can donate or you can reach out if you're in need of assistance. Thanks for watching, and let's keep everyone in our thoughts as they navigate through this challenging time. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Sarah the Instrumentalist, and this is my home studio where I record music, where I do live streams, I make content. I've turned this entire space, which would probably be either a den or part of a living room, into a studio. So I actually have a dual Mac setup, which means I'm using two Macs to do everything. So I know it's kind of crazy, but let me explain because it works for me. And shout outs to Eldre and Decap. They created videos a few years ago or in the past about their setup, which has helped me with my setup. So hopefully this video will help somebody along their musical journey. So if you guys have any questions, drop it down in the comments. So let's get into it. First thing first, there's just so much to see, but I like to think that I have two different brains. So this brain, this computer, is my content creation computer. This is where I create my content. This is where I edit videos. This is where I live stream. But I think this is an M1 or M2 MacBook Pro. It has Final Cut Pro, the Adobe Suite, like Photoshop, Premiere Pro, After Effects. And what I use to live stream, I use something called Game Capture Elgato Stream Deck, which is this device here, which actually controls what you see on the screen or the scenes. And the program that I use to stream is OBS. This desk over here houses a few different things. Just starting off from this side here, we have a light for live streams or when I make videos. Here I have a stand that a lot of people have been asking me about. This stand actually is something I created by taking two stands and turning it into one. So like this part here is one part of one stand, and then this part here is a part of a different stand. I had to figure it out. So this is my overhead camera. This is a Sony A6400. The camera or the lens is a 16mm Sigma. Gives me a really good crispy look of what you see here, whether I'm showcasing this. This is an MPC X Special Edition. This is my favorite MPC. This is the one that I prefer using. This is called an Ableton Move. This is a cool little device that helps me get quick ideas out. Just came out. Shout outs to Ableton. They sent this over to me. Shout outs to Zounds for sending this out to me. And then shout outs to Deck Saver. This is a actual cover for my device. I have a lot of covers for my devices. They had hooked me up and shared that with me. Alright, so here we have the SP404 MK2. I have the MPC going through the SP404, and then it's going through my computer, which is my production computer, but we'll get to that in a second. To connect it to this content creation computer, I have something called a Cal Digit. It is a power hub. It basically allows me to plug up multiple USB, USB-C, Ethernet, SD cards up to this computer so I don't run out of things to plug up. It's really worth getting. And then next to it, I have an 18 terabyte external hard drive. I like to call it the Vault. It backs up everything. I try to store everything, whether it's content, whether it's music, whether it's time machine backups, old backups. I kind of have like the Prince mentality by making sure that I just create and record and just save it, and then if I need it, I go to it and just have an abundance of stuff. Next to the SP404 is a dubstep siren, and right next to it is a Stream Deck. This controls what I see on my live stream. So the Stream Deck allows me to customize what I want to see on my live stream, whether it's like switching from my camera, switching from the back camera, whatever camera or angle, or my computer's camera. This is what allows me to control that using OBS. Over here is my tripod for the camera that I currently use. The camera that I use for live streaming is the camera that I'm currently using to film this. It's called the DJI Osmos Pocket 3. It's really dope because it's very tiny, versatile versatile. You can film videos, vertical, landscape. You can do live stream. All you need to do is plug up this cable to your computer and it just works. You don't need a video card. And speaking of video cards, in order for me to use this camera or to see my production computer here on this computer, I have to plug this camera up to a video card. So I'm gonna put the link in the description. Those are down here underneath the desk. I'll show you what that looks like. Everything's kind of bundled on top of the desk, which is, it looks a mess, but it looks like it's organized when you look down. But yeah, in order for me to use this, I actually need a dummy battery. So this battery is plugged up to an outlet. So this allows me to keep this camera on 24/7 without needing to have to charge the battery. And then, like I said, this cable is an HDMI cable. It plugs up to a video card, which plugs up to the cow digit to the live stream computer. So I can do a more in-depth tutorial on how I do my live stream setup. This right here is another source of lighting, a ring light. Sometimes if it gets too dark, I have a few different lights called, I have two newer lights. I use them for content. I use it for putting it over here if I'm doing a live stream. I also have a green screen, like a green screen that I can pull out. I also have a backdrop where I can like have different colors for backdrop. Those are in my closet. I'm not going to show you that, but I at least want to at least tell you that that's something I'll pull out and put into my living room and just start creating content with the green screen. So over here is where I create my music. This chair is one of the best chairs I've ever invested in. It is a Herman Miller chair. I used to just settle for maybe like a $200 chair. This one probably costs around $2,000, but it's worth it because I have some neck, some shoulders, some spinal, hip injuries. So I like to make sure I'm feeling comfortable when I'm making music, when I'm producing videos. Right here, this is the Shure SM7B. This is what I use to do live streams, to record music, to record instruments, if it's like percussion sounds and stuff like that. This right here is the Ableton Push 3. I'm currently using Ableton Live 12 on my computer. This is another MacBook Pro right here. This is kind of folded into this space here. In order for me to use Ableton, I needed a M1, 2, or 3, or 4 in order for it to work the way that I needed to, but it's a beast. I enjoy it. So connected to the MacBook Pro, that's Velcroed onto it, is a SSD device. This right here. This has 4 terabytes of storage. So this is where I store my sounds, my library, my projects. So I don't use the storage on my computer. And then back here, kind of hidden, is another cow digit that's connected to this computer. So that allows me to plug up my USB devices. Like this is a launch key by Novation. It uses USB. So in order for my MacBook to connect to all of these devices, I have a cow digit and some extension cables or stuff like this kind of hidden, where I have like 4 different USBs connected to that. So it's kind of wild. Like I said, I have this here. I kind of made this desk is actually a stand-up desk, including this desk is also a stand-up desk, 2 different models, 2 different colors. But I kind of went on Amazon and found these clamps that allow me to kind of pull this out. I can also put like a piece of wood under it, but I haven't done that yet, but it works. I have this really dope mechanical keyboard by Newfie. I like the way it sounds, like the way the colors. Magic trackpad here. Got Stevie Wonder, give me some inspirations. This is my other keyboard. This is for my content creation keyboard from my other computer. I actually created this. I made this as a little rug to remind me to create. Keeps me motivated. I have 2 different iPads. This one actually is my dog's iPad. When she comes around, she wants a lot of attention. I sit her down in her bed and I put on like dog TV. That's her iPad. And even when I leave the house, I'll like play some music for her. This is my iPad. This plays like if I'm making music, I may be playing some movies just to kind of have something in the background. But this has the latest technology. It has Logic Pro on it. It's pretty cool. Shout out to Apple for sending this to me. It's just really dope that I have this, so I can be able to literally take this on the go, make some music, and then come right back here if I wanted to. But my dog choice is Ableton. I have this Samsung curved screen here. Have Jay Dilla from Fresh Market Official. Shout out to them for sending it to me. Little MPC, little motivation. This is an audio interface in Novation MT48. It is connected to the Scarlett 18i20. So I have all the inputs and outputs on this one, including this one. They're talking together. I made a video about that, so you should just check it out if that's something that you're interested in learning more. This device here is called an iRig. This is what I connect to my iPhone and then connect this to my audio interface. If I want to make really good iPhone video or videos with good audio quality, this is an OP1, the OG one. Shout out to Layla Hathaway, she gave this to me. Over here, some little knickknacks. Got a metronome, got this from NAMM. I definitely would recommend, especially when you're practicing the piano. Hourglass. I have these JBL speakers, the 305s. I've had them since I started making music. I would invest in better monitors and a subwoofer, but I live in an apartment. So speaking of that, the best way I like to mix and what works best for me, I have these Sony headphones, 10 out of 10. I think they're called the MDV, I'll put it in the description. They got weird names. MDV, MRV ones, I don't know. Yeah. This is how I mix. You can do 360 spatial audio mixing on here. These sound like they're speakers. They're really good. I have an iPhone stand for my iPhone. I have some little stuff like SD card holders, a lot of little duck statues. I like ducks. It's my thing. I have a Machine Plus over here that goes directly into my Ableton. I have something called, this is called a chord bot. This gives me chords. It's a really nice arpeggiator as well. And right here I have my little music stand. So when I want to practice music, I got, you know, my scale and chord guide. I got the chord wheel and whatever music goes up there. Here I got some of my synthesizers. One of my first synthesizers, this is a Korg Micro Korg XL. I enjoy this better than the other Micro Korg. I love it. This is an Arturia Astrolab. I love this. It's got a lot of different sounds. This stand is pretty cool. I think it's probably one of the most solid stands. It's by Corel. This is the new addition to my studio. Specifically, this isn't like the Roland SPD SX. It's not new, but this setup is new. This is a new MIDI setup for me, so I can actually play the drums on my computer like a drummer without using a drum set. I have the Roland SPD XX, the Roland V drum, and then this is the KT10 by Roland. Just got it, still setting it up, very happy about it because this gives me the ability to feel like a drummer here in my apartment without needing to buy a whole drum set. So this right here is my back camera. So if you're watching my live streams every Friday, I have a back camera where you can kind of see everything, the view of me making music. It's an iPhone. It's an old iPhone. It's probably like an iPhone 10. You can just plug it up directly to your computer and it works. And just over here, there's some instruments hanging around. Got this Sub Fatty. I have this Moog Sub Fatty. Shout outs to Moog for hooking me up with this. I have this Fender Telecaster. Over here, it's my couch. I got my 15 million strings from all the feels. This is a bass guitar. This is a Venus guitar. Sounds amazing. Got another plaque here, 10 million streams for Home by 11 p.m. Over here, I have a money tree because, you know, we love money. I have an Akai MPC Key 37 here. This is a Casiotone MT 220. I got my little PlayStation 4. I'm going to upgrade it at some point so I can do live streams for Grand Theft Auto 6. I got my fireplace and some books, my TV that I never really use. Down here is another Casiotone MT 100, another vintage Casio. This is the first rug I've ever made. It's a Motown Records rug. I made that pretty cool. I also made this rug down here. It's an SP44 SX. I do have some posters. Billie Holiday. I have my friend Krev. He made this piece. Is my superpower. It's one of my songs. Dope painting I found. Microwave Beats poster. Over here, 100 million streams. Thanks from Epidemic Sounds. Appreciate you guys sending this to me and sharing this with me. Super honored. I got The Simpsons, one of my favorite TV shows. Over here, I have a vinyl wall. I've always wanted to have a vinyl wall. I love vinyl. I have a collection of vinyl between my family's vinyl that people sent me, vinyl that I've collected when I've been traveling. Even my own vinyl that I recently came out with. This is Microwave Beats Volume 1. Very proud of this. I have a few left at noquantas.com that are signed. This is an Audio-Technica vinyl player. Got me a Columba clear glockenspiel. I actually have a flute. It's one of my first instruments I ever played growing up. Shout out to the flute players. I actually have another flute. It's like an Asian wooden flute. Over here I have a JBL speaker. This is connected to this just so I can listen to music. Underneath it I have a black MPC Live 2 and I have a retro MPC Live 2 right here. I have some candles with a candle warmer, pedals over here. I would love to get more into it. Here's another pedal. This is a Microcosm Roland J6. I actually have 2 other Native Instruments machines, organelle that I think I need to fix, but I really enjoyed playing with the organelle. I actually have a bunch of cameras. I have the 360 GoPro. This gives me my 360 vibes. Then I have a regular GoPro. I have another 3D camera down here. Got some cassettes. I have a cassette player somewhere. Here's a collection of my percussion instruments, bongos, tambourines, shakers, and stuff like that. I have this organizer. It's got all my cables in here. I even have an organizer inside of an organizer because cable management could be crazy. It's got some more vinyl over here. Got some plants. Got my lovely NERD hat for inspiration. I got a TLC CD. I got Backstreet Boys. Got MF Doom, Tamagotchi, millennial stuff. Patrick. I actually have a whole beat machine in here that I've never opened. This is the KO. One of my favorite pieces of gear here in the studio is this ASR-10. This is a vintage sampler, one of the best samplers in the world by Ensoniq. Here I have some headphones. These 2 headphones, this is a Sony headphones, Bluetooth. This is Bose. I use these on an everyday basis, especially the Bose. You can tell they're worn out. They sound great. I love them, but they look crazy. These are headphones I can use in the studio. The Neumann, and then the DT770 Pros. I have 2 more plaques over here. I have 10 million streams here and here for Pocket Full of Crystals Volume 1 and 2. And then I have just little knickknacks. I got my lamp over here, some glasses. This is some everyday stuff. So this is my production assistant, Lucy. She's really good at mixing now. She's not good at mastering yet, but she is very involved in everything. She likes to pick out samples and she loves to make beats. So, right? Exactly. Well, this is my studios for my live stream setup. Make sure that you guys subscribe. I'm gonna put all the items in the description. If I miss anything, let me know. If there's anything you want me to go into detail, like the live stream setup or the Midi drum setup or whatever setup, let me know. Put it in the comments. Make sure that you guys hit up my Patreon, and shout out to my Patreon for supporting your girl. Until next time, peace. Oh yeah, and those acoustic panels behind me, they're from GIK Acoustics. I really got them because they make my studio look good. I know they're made to actually absorb sound, but I don't think that's happening here because I have a nice window and then I have a nice hallway down here and then I have all this space. So mixing is not really, it just doesn't sound right in my apartment, but I did get these in hopes that it helps absorb the sound for my neighbors because we love our neighbors. But yeah, that's my studio. I think that's it. Okay, peace.